Have you ever tried to sit down and write a story only to realize that's terrible and not worth reading? I certainly have, and a couple times too. Throughout the 7th grade and my teenage years, I wrote straight garble. But as I took writing more seriously, I researched hundreds of hours of writing advice and storytelling craft. I'm Matt the Creative, and today I'm going to share with you 3 writing mistakes that I learned the easy way. But first, a quick story about a time I was writing one of my many different personal stories. This one was called The Draco Stick, and it was a fantasy story about a half dragon, half stickman hybrid who goes on a journey to end a war between the two races that threatens to engulf the world. Now, I wrote this story about 2 years ago, and while I wasn't a complete noob when it came to creative writing, I still had much to learn. Mainly in the case of my characters being bland and dry, like a bad piece of chicken.
That chicken was dry. Real dry.
It didn't matter that some of the characters were untraditional, never seen before races with unique abilities. My characters felt one-dimensional, and it made my characters bland, boring, and stiff. So how can you avoid this crucial mistake and make your characters more fleshed out? Well, we simply have to look at what character dimensionality is. And simply put, it's an aspect of a character's personality that contrasts each other. Take Shrek like an onion. He has layers. Despite being a grouchy and terrifying ogre who supposedly only wants to be left alone and actively works to boot out all the fairy tale creatures that relocated into his swamp, he, towards the end of the film, grows to actually enjoy having other people around and makes friends. He has a mean exterior, but a softer inside. That is a layer. Dimensionality. Unless you're trying to make a cute character who has no value other than being a marketable plushie, add dimensionality to your characters. But this ain't the only mistake I got to learn the easy way. Let me ask you this. What is the most standard world-building mistake that beginners make? If you guess world builder's disease, I won't say you are entirely wrong. I sure as hell have been there. And you just start making all this cool world, with all this ancient history and cool geography, plants, animals, kingdom and such. And it's fine to know these things, but the real question is, how much of this is relevant to your characters? And this is a big mistake that I got to learn the easy way. And it's not filtering your world through your character's eyes. Because a huge part of storytelling is character, and especially your protagonist. It's because we see the story from their point of view, their perspective. So why wouldn't you do that with the world building as well? How would your character's unique personality and background shape how they experience different aspects of your world? A stuck-up, sheltered princess isn't going to react the same way being in a dragon's lair than a seasoned warrior would. Let that be some food for thought. Now, while the younger version of me made a lot of mistakes, one thing he did do decently was outline. For those who don't know what that is, outlining is the process of making a general plan for your story along with giving you a bird's eye view of everything. I did this with my Draco Stick story, where I wrote out all the characters and their lives, backgrounds, and motivations. And as I began to write the story, I ran into the dreaded writer's block. But as I did some studying, I found a solution to the mistake and it let me finish the story. And that mistake was not writing backwards, not knowing how I wanted the story to end. When I knew how I wanted the end of everybody's character's arcs to be and how I wanted the world to be, this allowed me to take so much weight off my shoulders. And it made the writing process far more fun for me. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.